Welcome to today's podcast. In this episode, I'll be sharing a very personal story that means a lot to me. It's not just about what I've been through in the past, but also the lessons I've learned after facing some of the biggest mistakes of my life. As I went through these challenges, I realized there are many life skills that I wish I had learned before I went to prison. These skills could have helped me avoid some of the major mistakes I made, and they might have even changed the direction of my life. But life doesn't allow you to go back and change the past. What matters is what you do today to build a better future. So in today's podcast, I'll share with you the 5 life skills I wish I had learned before going to prison. These skills not only helped me overcome big challenges, but also helped me grow as a person when facing life head-on. I hope this story will give you a new perspective and inspire anyone looking for change in their life. 1. Emotional management. Emotions are one of the most important factors in life, but unfortunately, I didn't learn how to manage my emotions until it was too late. Before prison, I lived by my emotions and couldn't control them. When I felt angry, I acted immediately without thinking. When I felt disappointed, I gave up and didn't try. When I was scared, I avoided all challenges. Every decision I made was influenced by temporary emotions, which led me to unnecessary mistakes. One clear example of my failure to manage emotions was when I had an argument with a close friend. Instead of trying to resolve the issue calmly and constructively, I let my anger take control, and as a result, I lost an important friend. When I sat down to reflect on what happened, I realized I had rushed and failed to control my emotions. Managing emotions not only helps you control anger, but also allows you to be in charge of yourself in stressful situations, leading to better decisions. When you learn to control your emotions, they won't drive your actions, and instead, you'll be able to handle situations more wisely. How to manage emotions. The first step is to identify your emotions. When you feel angry or disappointed, stop and think. Instead of reacting immediately, take a deep breath and step back. One technique I practiced was meditation and deep breathing exercises. Just 10 minutes a day focusing on your breath can help calm your mind and reduce stress. 2. Effective communication. Before prison, I didn't really understand what communication was. I thought communication was just about saying what was on my mind, but it's much more than that. True communication is the ability to listen and understand others. And an important part of communication is knowing how to express your views without hurting others. In the past, I had many conflicts just because I didn't know how to communicate properly. One situation I remember was when I had an intense argument with a family member. I spoke a lot but never listened to the other person. I didn't care about their feelings or thoughts. I just wanted to win the argument. As a result, our relationship became strained. After prison, I realized that communication isn't just about speaking, but about listening and understanding the other person. Effective communication not only helps you express your views, but also helps you build healthy relationships with others. When you know how to listen, you understand their feelings and needs, and from there, you can create a healthy communication environment and mutual respect. One important skill in communication is active listening. When you listen not just to respond, but to understand, you create a more positive space for communication. I've learned that if I listen and understand others better, I can avoid a lot of unnecessary conflicts. 3. Decision-making skills. One of the most important skills I wish I had learned earlier was decision-making. Before prison, I never really thought things through before making a decision. All the major decisions in my life were made hastily and without proper consideration. I didn't understand that even the smallest decisions could have a big impact on my life. One of the wrong decisions I made was passing up the opportunity to learn and develop myself just because I didn't want to face challenges. I gave up on learning a trade when I was young because I was afraid to start from scratch. I didn't realize that fear and laziness would hold me back, and I had to face the consequences of those decisions later. Making wise decisions is not just about making the right choices, but also about being able to look beyond what's right in front of you. To make the right decision, you need to view the situation from multiple angles and consider the long-term consequences. You need to think about your goals and whether that decision will bring you closer to those goals. Decision-making is not something you can learn instantly, but if you practice regularly, you'll become better at making sound choices. When I started listening to myself and thinking more carefully about decisions in my life, I felt like I started taking control of my life. 4. Personal finance management. The next skill I wish I had learned before prison is personal finance management. Before facing major life challenges, I never paid attention to managing my finances. I lived impulsively and spent without thinking about the consequences. When I needed money, I borrowed or took loans without considering my ability to pay it back. This led me to significant financial issues in my life. One thing I learned after prison is that managing personal finances is extremely important. You can't live a stable life without a clear financial plan. I realized that if I had learned to save and budget from the start, I wouldn't have faced debt and financial difficulties. Financial management isn't just about saving money, but also about understanding how to spend wisely, invest smartly, and plan for long-term finances. I started learning how to allocate my money wisely, save part of my income, and spend on essentials. This helped me live more stably and not worry about money all the time. 5. Self-care and mental health. Finally, one skill I wish I had learned was self-care and maintaining mental health. Before prison, I didn't know how to take care of myself properly. I didn't care about my physical or mental health. I didn't make time to relax, didn't know how to reduce stress, and didn't exercise. When I was in prison, I realized that if I didn't take care of myself, I wouldn't be able to live a peaceful and stable life. Physical and mental health are inseparable. If you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to face life's challenges. I started practicing meditation and breathing exercises to reduce stress and relax mentally. I also paid attention to my diet and made time for myself every day. Self-care isn't just about eating and sleeping properly. It's also about taking time to think, rest, and do things that make you happy. When you take care of yourself, you'll have the energy and strength to face any challenge life throws at you. Conclusion. Thank you for listening to my story in today's podcast. The life skills I wish I had learned before prison not only helped me face life's challenges, but also helped me grow and develop as a person. Although the past cannot be changed, what you do today can change your future. Start learning these skills today, so you never regret the opportunities you missed. I hope my story helps you realize that no matter where you are in life, you can always change and grow. Thank you, and I wish you a wonderful and meaningful life.